Good morning, or good morning if you are in California. Good afternoon, buenas tardes, bon dia. I'm here today with Samantha, the director of sales of a very unique product, Jayne Luxury Rental. She's going to take us to Muskoka and show us things that probably you have never seen before. Jayne? Jayne. I call you Jayne as Jayne Luxury Rental because there is a Jayne, huh?
And we'll
Very
get into
clear.
that for sure.
Samantha, the screen
Thank
is yours.
you. Thank you so much, Dominica. Thank you for having me today. It's always a pleasure getting in front of everybody and showcasing such wonderful product. So again, my name's Samantha Gillingham. I am the Director of Sales for Jayne's Luxury Rentals based out of Ontario, Canada. And I'm happy to share this brand with you. It might be new to some of you, and some of you may already know it. So let's jump right into it and let's take a look-see at who we are and what we're all about. So we are a private villa and estate rental company that's based out of Muskoka, Ontario. We were founded 10 years ago by our founder, Jayne McCaw. She's a woman in business. She's a force to reckon with. She is someone who's completely innovative and truly inspiring in this business that she has brought to the Canadian and now international market, really showcasing Muskoka as a luxury destination for your clients. Now, why, James? Why should you be picking our properties? Why is this something that you should put out to your clients? First and foremost, we have a large selection of properties. These luxury properties, we have almost 300 in the portfolio. Right now, there's about 270 that are active, and every single one of those properties is fully curated, and we manage all of them. So it's not like there's any third party service in there and somebody else has it. It's fully exclusive to Jayne's Luxury Rentals. I'm going to go over a little bit where those properties are, just on a map so you can see exactly. But what's really great about us is that we have really encompassed the five-star hotel experience within our properties. So that includes your luxury amenities, your welcome baskets, our white linen service, our housekeepers, property managers. They truly do make this an unforgettable experience and ones that you can also customize for your clients too. So, what do I mean about that? With our concierge service offerings, you can customize their stays. So, if they're looking for anything personal in here, if you want to do any sort of personalized gifts for them or welcome letters, we also have private chef services. We're doing yoga instruction for a group coming in next week, airport pickup services. The list really does go on from here. So, we don't like to say no. If there's something that you want for your clients, we can probably do this for you. Now, the team itself, through our busiest months, so our peak season is from April until September. May until September. And our team consists of over 85 staff. So that's anything from our team of housekeepers, property managers, our sales and operations, reservations. We are all there for you, as well as cottage managers, property managers. The cottage managers, think about them as your key person when you're there. So when your guests are in destination and they need something, they can reach out to their cottage manager that's assigned directly to where they're staying. You can see on here, we have our property management team. They're the ones who are going to come in and put kayaks in the water for you, canoes, set up lily pads, set up all sorts of water toys, bring you firewood. They are our go-to team for that. And then, of course, there are smiling housekeepers that come in and they do the turnovers on all the properties. And we also do have shopping services as well. So you can see on here, little shopping baskets. If you want to do any sort of shopping services for your clients, you can add that on as well. We know that they're going to get to Toronto and they're not going to want to go food shopping right away after getting out from the airport. So we can have that all done for them. Any sort of food, if they want certain liquors or beers or wines in the house, we can get that done for them, no problem. So here we go. You can see our portfolio at a glance here, and this is our Ontario part of the portfolio. Majority of our properties are going to be in the Muskoka Lakes region, and I'll show you exactly what that consists of. We also do have Simcoe, which is just here around Barrie. So Lake Simcoe is one of the bigger lakes in the area, and then of course the big three that are up in Muskoka, and then you have Georgian Bay here. In Georgian Bay, we also do have Meaford, Collingwood, Thornbury, and then also have our Toronto properties as well, which funny enough are actually really popular this year. This summer, we have a lot of people who are looking to stay in Toronto proper and then go out to the Muskoka regions from there. We are looking at also growing the portfolio. So you're going to see that there will be more destinations that we are going to have within our portfolio to give to your clients. So here you go. This is what Muskoka consists of. So there's 6 different townships in Muskoka. The first one is going to be Gravenhurst. That is your kind of key to the entire region. So as soon as you come into Muskoka, you're going to go through Gravenhurst. If you go towards the west, you have Georgian Bay. Towards the east, Bracebridge, Lake of Bays. And then if we go right north, we have Muskoka Lakes and the township of Huntsville. So now let's look at some queries. And because there's so many, I won't get into every single one of them, but I will show you what some of our super elite portfolio looks like, and then some new additions that we put in there this year. So our portfolio, the top end is super elite. From there, we also have our elite, that's one down. We have our premium, and then also our boutique properties. So here we have Manor Ridge, that's on Lake Simcoe. It's one of the more modern style estates that are going to be on the water. If you're a reality show buff like I am, there was one called MILF Manor. Yes, it's a terrible name for a show, but the show was filmed here. And if you want to watch it, it's on TLC. But take like the first 20 minutes and watch it because you can actually see the home on the inside and what you can do to it and what's already been done to it. We just won't follow the same storyline that they've put in that show itself. Then we go on to our Muskoka regions. So staying in super elite here, we have Hamilton Point. This is one of the creme de la creme in our portfolio, but I want you to notice a few things. You're going to notice a lot of the cottages have A-frames. Those A-frames are floor-to-ceiling windows where you get a lot of natural light. And that's what we want. We want you to see the lake. We want you to see the entire natural environment, and we want you to be able to hear the loons, hear the water. This is super important. Then you have this here. This is what we call a boathouse. Not very many people think that that's a secondary dwelling. You have your main house, and then many will have a boathouse that will have 1 or 2 bedrooms, a smaller kitchen, living area, and then a huge outdoor space for you to take advantage of. Kismet on Lake Rosso, we're getting a little bit bigger here when it comes to the size of the property. You're going to notice that many properties will also have multi-sport courts. So if you have anyone who's looking for tennis, for pickleball, for basketball, we can accommodate that. And then you have this here. This is the iconic Muskoka room. The Muskoka room is basically an indoor-outdoor living area. You can use it all year round. If it gets a little buggy outside, you're going, oh, pardon me, I just got a note there where if I turn my head, my voice gets scrambled. Okay, no problem. I'll bring it a little bit closer. This is a room here that you can go ahead and enjoy Muskoka year round. Okay, Lake Joe's First Class, another one in the super elite portfolio. Here you're going to notice again, you have that A-frame, but I want you to also look at the patio furniture. So if you're selling your clients one of these high-end properties, you're going to want to know that all of your outdoor furnishings, even the indoor furnishings, nothing has rips, nothing has tears, but it's also a higher end caliber. So this is actually by a company called Muskoka Living. And Muskoka Living used to make everything locally here in Ontario, but they have gotten so big now, they've actually moved all of their production to California. So now you have Muskoka's finest in both Canada and the US, which is quite nice. Okay, this one's an interesting property, Avonlea. What I love about this property is that it's one of 2 in the portfolio that has a pool. You also have the lakeside living here, of course. But if you have any clients that want to do events, this is a nice property. So think about it for weddings. A new one in our portfolio is One Fine Stay. Keep in mind, this has nothing to do with the other villa rental company out there. We name all of our properties differently and in a unique way, but One Fine Stay is actually owned by a German family who rented with us for years and then decided to come back and actually buy property in Muskoka because they loved it so much. And they went ahead and built their own property here. So, another one of the two that has a pool. This one has an integrated hot tub. It has a full outdoor kitchen, wine cellar that's on the main floor. And then you have 9 bedrooms and 8 bathrooms here, plus a full boathouse that you can take advantage of. All right, this is one of my favorites. So you're going to see a lot of different properties, anywhere from more modern. Then you're going to also see ones that are these log cabin or log estate homes. This one was built by a famous architect in the area. He's done quite a few of these log estates. This one Drake stayed at last summer, which we thought was quite great. So if you're a Drake fan, he stayed here. But again, full views of the lake. You're going to have the two separate dwellings here, main cottage and your boathouse. But this one really has that quintessential Muskoka lake house feeling. Now, something that's a bit different, we also do have 3 properties that are in Whistler. So if you are looking to house anybody in BC and they want to stay in the Whistler area, we have 3 different properties that we can offer to them. Okay, so some new ones in our portfolio, and keep in mind that our portfolio does change every single year. We obviously have properties that we keep in there because it has such good repeat clientele, but we're also going to bring on new properties as well. So a new one this year is Rosso Time Lapse. We also have Island View Haven. This is one of my favorites. Like, take a look, see at the Scandinavian architecture, big windows, how it overlooks the water. This one's very different if you compare it to the other cottages. And then Secluded Sands, another one in Parry Sounds. Okay, so now with this concierge offering that we talked about, keep in mind that your clients are going to look to book these services anyways. If it's a boat rental, if it's a private chef, extra cleaning, any sort of water sport instruction, they're going to want to add it on. I do highly suggest that you guys add it on because we will pay you a commission on these. So you will make an extra 5% commission on any of the concierge services that you're adding on. So that's big when it comes to different villa and estates offerings and rentals. Not many do that out there, but we want to make sure that you, as our travel partners, are being taken care of in that sense and that you're adding on that ancillary product for your clients. Okay, so for any wedding bookers out there, corporate retreats, meeting and incentive groups, we are going to have a curated portfolio for these. This just gives you an idea of some of the properties that we currently have, but I'm looking to add a few more on, and Jayne as well. We are hunting around and seeing what other properties we can bring on that really encompass what that meeting and events market needs. Any hockey fans out there? We had the wedding of the year last year with Connor McDavid. He was on the Edmonton Oilers last year and he married his beautiful wife, Lauren. They got married on Old Woman Island, and this wedding was featured across the globe. So it was featured in Vogue Australia, Vogue USA, and all sorts of magazines in Canada. But this was the wedding of the year in Muskoka and completely customized to what the client was looking for. So yes, this is going to be on the higher end of the wedding spectrum for sure. But if you have clients that are looking to get married in the Muskoka region, please go ahead and ask us about it. We know it very well and we can customize this for you. Now let's talk a little bit about the history of Muskoka itself. So this really started in the early 1900s with Millionaires Row. What is Millionaires Row? Well, a bunch of Pittsburgh philanthropists, like you're going to know their names, Carnegie, Mellon, they came up here by steamship and by train. So they would bring their families, they would have their week away, and then they would go home after that. What's really great about this is the steamships that you see here. Not sure if you see my cursor, but that's the Seguin. There are 5 different ships that are located in the Muskoka region, and each one of them is positioned in a different lake. So you have the Seguin, you have the Winona, and they will actually take you on different boat tours in the area. You can also rent those boats. So if you want to go ahead and completely rent one of those ships, go for it. You can do a full buyout and add that right on to your booking. So when Carnegie Mellon, they came up here, they brought their families, they started building these cottages to what's now known as Millionaires Row. Fast forward now, they were bringing their friends. Frank Sinatra was playing. They were having big parties. They wanted their friends to see the destination. And this is where Billionaires Row came into play. So now we have even larger cottages that are located on Lake Joseph. So it really started with Lake Muskoka, Lake Joseph, and then Lake Rosso from there. And the celebrities really still flock to the area. There's many of them that still have cottages in the area. There's some that come and spend their summers. The Beckhams are here every single summer. Ty Domi, who is on the Toronto Maple Leafs, and his son is still playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs. You have Shaq that comes every single summer and rents. But what's great about it is that it's a really secluded area. It's private. They're not bothered. They can go to the grocery store and nobody bothers them. It's super exclusive. And people feel great when they come to the Muskoka region. Lisa Morena still has an island cottage. Cindy Crawford, Mr. Wonderful himself also has a cottage in the area. And then you have Kate Hudson, Goldie Hawn, Kurt Russell. They are kind of the most well-known celebrities, I guess, in the Muskoka area who just completely love the area and they promote it and they have property. They've had quite a couple properties actually, and they just keep coming back year after year. Just a few different publications that Muskoka and Jayne's has been featured in. And this is quite big. Like once you have articles written in Forbes or in Vogue or in Hello Magazine, you've kind of made it and you have that trust behind not only your company name, but also the region itself. So please have confidence in selling this area. Here's our friend Drake when he stayed at Rosso Manor. He signed our guest book twice. He was the first guest to stay there, so there was no other guest who signed the guest book at that time. So I guess he wanted to make a little joke in there, but it was great to have him, and hopefully we'll have him back soon. All right. So just a little bit about why Muskoka and why Canada. So I know that we have a lot of different people from different parts of Canada, of the US, and internationally on this call, but Canada and Ontario, we are a very safe place to visit. The US dollar is also doing very well in Canada right now. Um, and this is a spot where you're not going to be bothered, like I had mentioned before with the celebrities, but it really is one of the top safest destinations that you can travel to. So please don't think that there's any sort of animosity there or that there's any fear traveling into Toronto or into Canada and into the Muskoka regions, because that is not the case at all. We are welcoming everybody with open arms here. To give you a little bit of a number, this coming season, so our 2025 season, over 40% of our currently booked clientele is actually coming from international destinations. So from the US, from the UK, from Europe, we're seeing a lot of inbound travel coming into Canada. So rest assured, you can absolutely sell this destination to your clients without any hesitation. Now, your main airport to fly into will be Toronto Pearson, and then from there, you have quite a few different options. There are many airlines that are doing direct flights into Toronto Pearson, especially from the East Coast. And you're also going to see quite a few from LA, from San Francisco, Denver, and also internationally from Europe. From there, it's upwards to a 2.5 hour drive to the Muskoka region, or you can take a float plane, which is quite fun actually. So if you take a float plane, that's with Cottage Air, and that goes from our secondary airport, Billy Bishop Airport, that's in downtown Toronto, and you can fly either into one of the Muskoka airports, or you can fly it right into your dock. So go right to your cottage and fly right in. It's the most scenic way to see that entire area and avoid that drive. What's really nice about this too is that the cost isn't astronomical. You have your own plane. It's going to take you 30 minutes to fly from downtown Toronto into Muskoka, and the cost is reasonable. So this is something to look into if your clients want to have that elevated experience and also that once in a lifetime experience to see Ontario and to see the Muskoka region from the air. So there you go. This gives you an idea of the temperatures that are in the area. I'll give you an idea. So next week we are having a fam trip in the Muskokas, and we are going to be sitting at anywhere between 23 and 27 degrees, depending on the day. And that's in Celsius. I know, Dominique, you can help me out there with Fahrenheit, but I'm very much into the metric system. So yeah, between 23 and 27 Celsius, very comfortable. The water temperatures are comfortable, air temperatures. So it definitely is a great time of year to go between really June to September. That's when you're going to get your best weather, and you have more days to spend out on the docks. So a little bit about the activities, the water sports you can do in the area. What can you do when you get to the Muskokas? Number one is water sports. We want you to be on water. We want you to rent a boat. Go stand-up paddleboarding, go canoeing, go kayaking. Kayaking is my favorite thing. You go out onto the lake first thing in the morning, and it's like glass. Crystal clear like glass, and you can just hear the loons. You can see everything going by. It's such a peaceful experience. Or for those thrill seekers, go wakeboarding, go water skiing, go speedboating. There's even this what is it called? Flyboarding that you could do as well. It's attached to the back of one of your speedboats. Jet skiing is also an option. But remember, you can go ahead and add any of these boat rentals right onto your booking. Hiking is massive. Get outdoors, see the area. You have Huckleberry Point. Um, you also have Hardy Lake. There's Algonquin Park. So many different spots that you can go hiking, and we're happy to point you in the right direction when it comes to the difficulty level that your clients are looking for. If they want something that's just like a 2 kilometer easy boardwalk that they can take a baby stroller on, doable. Or if they want to do something that's like a bit more on that extreme level, they want more terrain, they want to get higher up, they want more kilometers, we're going to send them to Algonquin Park and show you exactly where they can go. Fishing. Lots of fishermen out there. They want to go ahead on these fishing groups, fishing charters. They want to be able to work with an outfitter, or they can fish right off of their docks depending on where they're staying. But we can link you up to different outfitters in the area and show you exactly where the best spots are to fish if that's something that they want to do. Golf, massive in Muskoka. Lots of different courses to choose from, anywhere from 9 hole all the way to 18 hole. But do remember that these fill up quite quickly. So if you have clients coming here and they want to block off tee times, let our concierge team know, and we will get in touch with the different courses and get their tee times blocked in so they don't have to worry about, are they going to get space? Are they going to get a bad time? Not the case. We're going to find them exactly what's going to be available. Cycling is also huge, and this was something that I didn't really think of at first, but now looking back and seeing how many people actually do it. So this can be anywhere from street cycling, and you can do the radius of the different lakes that are there, anywhere from like a short one of 10 kilometers all the way upwards to 85 to 90 kilometers radius around a lake. There's also a ton of different mountain biking trails that you can go on, again, depending on the difficulty level. Now, as I was speaking before, with being in a lot of the different publications, here's a testimonial that you can read over. It's from one of our clients. And then all the different publications that Jayne's has been mentioned in and where we've had articles. You're going to see more and more of this. We are working with a lot of different journalists. We want to get the name of Muskoka and Jayne's out there. We want to showcase the destination to everybody globally. It's really not an Ontario secret anymore, but yes, this is where Canadians go to summer, as we like to call it. This is where we go summer, and to spend the dock days of the summer. But we really do want to welcome the international clientele in here as well. And of course, our local Canadians and Ontarians to come and spend a couple weeks up in Muskoka. It really is a way to just completely unwind. So I ask you this question. What will be your story? Are you going to create this with your clients? We want to help you do this. We want to help you find the best location. Everything is going to be handpicked and curated for them. And you, as their consultant, are going to be part of this story, which I hold near and dear to my heart. Now, booking is very easy. All you do is you can come directly through me. Dominique can also send you to me or to Jayne. We can help you with the booking. We don't have an agent site as of right now. Everything will be listed directly on our website. And then from there, we can help you choose. Now, keep in mind, because you are a partner of ours and a partner of Dominique's, we've actually increased your commission level. So
Mhm.
we usually start at 10%, but we have increased your commissions to 12.5%. So that's massive.
Yes.
12.5% on the rental cost. You're making a good bang for your buck there, depending on where they're looking to stay. And now remember, for the concierge service offerings, there is also that additional 5% too. So add it on. Add it on for your clients. That's the best way to go ahead and make the most for you, but also create that experience for your clients.
Mhm.
Here's my contact info on here. If you need anything at all, please send me an email, shoot me a text, give me a call, FaceTime me, whatever you want to do. I'm here to help you. And remember, I've been in the industry too, almost 20 years. I've seen it all from every angle. I've been frontline as well, so I get it. I get what you need for your clients. I get that time is something that's of the essence, and we need to get them pricing quickly so we can turn it around quickly. But yes, don't be afraid to reach out to me directly and to my reservations team. We are all here to help you get this closed.
Thank
But
you
that's
very
it for me.
much.
So if there's any questions at all, I'm happy to answer them.
Thank you, Samantha. It was a brilliant presentation and so details, and I hope everyone is very excited. So Caroline is asking, are any of the property within walking distance to a town with bar, restaurant, shop, etc.?
Yes. So
Mhm.
because we have so many, we can actually we're going to ask you these questions. Do they want to be more secluded? Do they want to be closer to town? Every single one of these properties is going to have boat access into one of the towns. A few will be from walking distance,
Mhm.
but we're talking maybe like 10 to 15 minutes walking distance. Um, Boating is the best way to get around for sure because you're going to see as much as possible. But the towns are awesome. Anything from Port Carling is the sweetest town where we have restaurants that are located right on the water. You boat right in, walk out, go straight to your table on the patio. You have Darling Cafes. There's also Kawartha Dairy, which is our well-known ice cream shop. So if you have a sweet tooth, that's where you definitely want to go and get some ice cream. But yes, there's so many different little towns you can go to: Bala, Port Carling, Port Severn, Port Sandfield. So many different ones, and they all have their own unique little character to them. So make sure that when you are talking to your clients, you're asking them what's most important, and we'll find you a property that's going to fit that bill.
Thank you. Myself, when I stayed there, I was like 10, 15 minutes by car from town, which was nothing. The food was
Yeah,
amazing. I could not even believe it looks like a Michelin star cuisine. It was exceptional, huh? Really. So I was
yeah,
very impressed.
yeah.
So, Nicole, you're asking, oh, she said perfect temperature for Muskoka. So 27 degrees, it's 80.6 Fahrenheit, which is divine. Huh? Uh,
Hmm.
Catherine, if international traveler do they need a boating license to rent a boat?
No.
No.
If so long as they have a regular license, that's best. We all hold boating licenses here just so you know certain things, like you understand what certain signals mean, or you understand certain buoys, or the rules of the water, we will call it. But no, you don't need an international boating license. We will get all that information to you and what's required should your clients want to rent a boat.
Mhm. And the good news with the boat, as you said, you can go to the town and directly to the restaurants. So you use the boat as your main way of locomotion. You don't need a car
Yeah.
anymore, huh? I know.
No, I mean, some places I would say yes, rent a
Depending.
car so you can go and see them for sure, but boating is the best way to get around, and Muskoka region has over 1,500 lakes.
Mhm.
So the majority of those lakes are going to be connected in some way. So you have tons of people who are spending days on the lakes because they live on their boats, and then they can go through the different lock systems and channel systems to get over to the next lake. So it's pretty interesting to see how they're all connected that way. But yes, boating is the best way to do it.
Alors, Jackie, you're asking, is there standardized cancellation and change fee, or does it depend per property?
It's standard. It is standard. We have changed it. So all the cancellation fees are listed under every single property. Once you get into that 60-day mark, that's where it gets a little bit more restrictive. However, do keep in mind that if something happens, if something is like totally out of their control, we're going to help you find something else. We're not just going to wash our hands and say, well, so much for your luck. We're going to find you and your client something. But to answer your question, there is standard cancellation terms and conditions that are linked to the product.
Thank you. Nicole said, I love Bala. Louise, what are the premium and boutique property like? That this is fascinating.
So, how it really works is that your boutique level properties are your lead in properties. They're smaller, they're not as grandioso. Once we get into premium, you're a little bit higher in price, bigger properties. Then you go up to elite. Now we're looking at ones that have more bedrooms, more bathrooms, bigger lots, more frontage, boat houses. And then once we're in super elite, that's your ultra high end, high luxury.
Mhm,
There's a price point for every single one.
mhm,
So to give you an idea, just in Canadian dollars here, anything that's 10,000 and over to about 20,000, you're sitting in the premium category. Once we get up to 30,000, 40,000, that's when you're sitting in the elite category. And then anything 40,000 over, you're really in that super elite category. Now,
And you're
some
talking
properties
about,
can be as low,
Samantha, you're
pardon?
talking about the weekly rates, huh?
The weekly rates, yes.
Mhm.
So some properties can be a weekly rate of $10,000 Canadian. Other properties can be upwards as high as 110,000 Canadian for the weekly rate. It really depends on the size that you're looking for in the caliper, and we have to gauge it properly. So make sure that you're asking your clients as well what their budgets are.
Mhm.
We don't want to send them something and then it blows their budget completely and has them dreaming. We're going to send them exactly what fits into, again, what they're looking for and the price range that they want to pay.
Thank you. So Catherine said, Muskoka is spectacular. I go every summer. Yay!
Perfect.
Voilà. Louise, how far ahead do you suggest booking?
So this is an interesting question because we do see bookings that are coming about a year in advance. And those are for the more sought after properties, and especially with people who repeat every single year. Right now, we have about a 77% repeat guest basis, so that's huge. We are also seeing more last minute bookings. So anything within that 30 days prior to check-in. Um, and then anyone who's looking for like a short stay, those are anywhere from last minute to a few months prior, but I would stick within that 6 month booking window. Um, However, if you're looking for something that's in a premium time, Canada Day long weekend, May long weekend, Memorial Day, July 4th, August long weekend, Labor Day long weekend, please book it in advance because that's the time that are going to fill up
Yeah.
the fastest. In the summer, though, usually from the end of June until the beginning of September, you're looking at a minimum of a 7 night stay. And honestly, you need it. You don't want to be in Muskoka for just 2, 3 nights. Once you get there and then settle in and you have to leave,
You're sad.
not really worth it.
Yeah.
I would for sure like don't be afraid of that minimum 7 night stay. That's how long you want to be there, especially if you're coming from a little bit further away.
Mhm. Jackie, you said thank you for the standardization. I will reach out. Sam, thank you. Laura, do minimum night requirement vary by property?
Not by property, but by season.
Hmm.
That's the biggest thing. So summer season is the 7 night
Okay.
minimum.
Hmm.
If they're looking for a shorter stay, we can work around that in the shoulder seasons, and you're still going to get great weather. So let's say like end of September, for example, the water's still warm, there's no bugs, you're still going to get great temperatures, and you can do a shorter stay at that point.
I was there in March, actually. Yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Laura, you said the conversion from Canadian dollar is such a value for the US clients,
big
huh?
time,
Oh, yes. I think,
big time.
voilà. And Mandy said, I love Muskoka and I go every summer. Yay!
See, this is the thing, and now we have to start giving this as an option to your clients too, because I feel like from my years in the industry too, any time that I was asked for any sort of vacation home rental or short-term rental, I didn't have a booking platform. I didn't know where to go and book these.
Mm-hmm.
So it would almost be like I would lose that booking, and then in turn, I'd be nervous that am I going to lose this client because I can't do this for them? But now
Mm-hmm.
you absolutely have the possibility.
And you
You
have
can book
serious,
all of these properties, you make
serious
commission
partner.
off of them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way to go.
Yeah, and you can really trust everyone, huh? I've met Jayne,
Yeah,
you, Samantha, so I know they're in good hands, and I think you have no competition at all, huh? For this
yeah,
level of love. Yep, you're the only one, so that's perfect. And again, with the extra commission, that's a nice plus. So do we have any
absolutely.
other question, Jackie? Yes, that was the same thing then on the webinar chat and the Q&A. All right, I don't see any other question. Samantha, do you have any closing line?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've said a lot of it for now, but thank you
Yes,
so
you
much,
did.
everybody, for
Very
joining
nice.
today.
Hmm.
And we hope to welcome you up in Muskoka this summer or in the fall or next summer. And again, please do not hesitate. Reach out. Myself, Jayne, our entire team, we are here to help you and we will find you the perfect property for your clients.
Caroline said thank you. And yeah, just thank you to you for taking the time. Huh? Laura said
Always,
that
yeah.
was amazing. Thank you. I am really happy that everyone gets a new inspiration, huh? And what to sell for the summer or the fall and or just even now, last minute. Huh? Aim says thank
Perfect.
you.
And Dominique, I will send you some content as well if you want to send it out afterwards.
Yeah,
As a follow-up to everybody, we have a new brochure trifold. I can send you the top 10 reasons to book with us. I'll send you some video content, and you can share that absolutely with your clients.
it's up to you, Samantha, because I was also going to send you the list if you wanted to say
Perfect.
send
We
it.
can do that too.
Any of us, we can decide, huh? But everyone, one way or another, you will receive the recording and a lot more information, huh? Thank you again for your time. Thank you, Samantha, and hope to see you soon, everyone, huh? Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Bye. Bye.